for green or red. Sometimes you just got a hood rap DJ and shit with your friends. Pour that Guinness or spark the J. We're gonna DJ with the sign on either way. Every day we got bored down. We're gonna yee an evil and go for the crown. Yeah, pour that Guinness and spark the J. Time for DJing. I was the rake trays. Yo, just that time again. Yo, it's that time again, better flip the switch. Everybody scratching at the extra trade itch. Pour the Guinness, grind the tree. Always on live for all to see. Split the G and light the J. Come with rate, let them show you the way. DJ hours or buy the book. Nowhere to hide, come take a look. Rake trades, the bake trades, it all gets done while the man chills out under the Puerto Rican sun. Chat cooling out for one last trade. When the DJ hour sign flashes, it's on the way. Load up the Evo, contracts times 10. Look for that failure, trigger and do it again. Break out of the range and keep on with the trend. We're here doing DJ hours with all of our friends. Every day if we're green or red. Sometimes you just got a hood rap DJ and shit with your friends. Pour that Guinness or spark the J. We're gonna DJ with the sign on either way. Every day we got bored down. We're gonna yee an evil and go for the crown. Yeah, pour that Guinness and spark the J. Time for DJing. I was the rake trays. Yo, just that time again. Yo, it's that time again, better flip the switch. Everybody scratching at the extra trade itch. Pour the Guinness, grind the tree. Always on live for all to see. Split the G and light the J. Come with rate, let them show you the way. DJ hours or buy the book. Nowhere to hide, come take a look. Rake trades, the bake trades, it all gets done while the man chills out under the Puerto Rican sun. Chat cooling out for one last trade. When the DJ hour sign flashes, it's on the way. Load up the Evo, contracts times 10. Look for that failure, trigger and do it again. Break out of the range and keep on with the trend. We're here doing DJ hours with all of our friends. Every day if we're green or red. Sometimes you just got a hood rap DJ and shit with your friends. Pour that Guinness or spark the J. We're gonna DJ with the sign on either way. Every day we got bored down. We're gonna yee an evil and go for the crown. Yeah, pour that Guinness and spark the J. Time for DJing. I was the rake trays.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Just that time again.
Looks like we got some good news in the chat over here. Matterman, Hellboy, iCloud, Vish, Rye Guy, Luke, Paul, what's up, guys? Rye Guy securing that payout. Bang, bang. Get it, man. Congrats. Nice way to end the week. What's up, Miggy? Jasmine. Pangilinan. U2F. Got the whole name in there for you. You know. La Vida Dolce, what's up? How's it going, guys? Obviously, it looks like we are preparing to break out. Might get a little squeeze move here. I did want to cover kind of the pre-market plan, how that shaped my thinking on the day, potential for reversion back down to the key balance, blah blah blah. But I think that is something we will be able to cover pretty quickly. I don't think we'll need a whole lot to get over there. I think today was actually kind of written in the stars, I guess, around this kind of key balance area. I don't know how many of you guys actually pay attention to the stuff that I post and where I post it. I think that if you did pay attention, the idea was we have this kind of key balance structure on the day, and the odds of that, holding true and being kind of a key reversion spot pretty much came to fruition. The opportunity to go higher rested on this main upside test here. We are still playing in this kind of pre-market range. We are largely holding the top of the balance structure, looking to extend. So the difference between the pre-market and now is there is more that points up to the upper balance now. If we cover the same main resistance from the morning, if we break up and over here, which it looks like we're going to try to do again, it should make the move up towards 76.30 on ES here pretty quickly, right? So I think in this case, what we would be looking for is just this extension. Do we get the bids? We look over here at Bookmap, you can see the resting orders sitting there all the way up towards 76.20. What we would be expecting to see here is if we cover this strike, we should get that momentum of market makers buying as their hedge extends up until we meet the other hedge spot. So until that happens, we're just probably going to consolidate under this until we get that break. So we'll see what kind of bids we get in the market. Obviously, volatility has been effectively crushed. Obviously, we had our nice big spike-a-rooney that rejected 16, and then we harshly came back. I actually have an opinion on this big wick, something that if you guys have been around, you should already probably anticipate me saying. When you get rapid volatility expansion, oh, sorry, is that better? Or do I need to project my voice? Anyway, just to kind of finish that point on this big rapid vol expansion, right? You get this immediate volatility. But if you know that market makers are long at a certain spot or certain spots, right? Then you understand that the reaction to that vol expansion is met in kind with an immediate hedge. That's why the only way to typically break through dealer long positions in sequence, right? Everything down below was largely long this morning, so we can go back to that real fast here compared to now, right? All of this, all of that is reacting because all of those deltas, especially the ones close by here in this range, for example, not to mention these, as they get sold through and that delta changes, boom, the bid comes in strong because they are hedging that immediately, which can help with this kind of immediate wick up. This is a 5-minute candle, so I think if we went to like a 2-minute candle, for example, half of that candle got retraced in the amount of time that that candle existed, right? So when you look at the positioning at that time, it got some acceleration, but it actually died right here. And why do you think that is? This, all this down here, right? Including these. Okay, once price got back to these, what are they doing on every attempt back to them? They're now buying. And what happened to volatility? Absolutely got crushed out as soon as that wick happened, right? Immediate expansion, boom, bang, bang, up the other way. We're holding, everything is hunky-dory, and now we're drifting back up, right? This is about the most obvious thing you could have said, and what's really funny is I'm trying to remember if I said it on the pre-market plan or not, but this is kind of like my floor. This is where like I would absolutely be looking to buy dips if it got there. So it's just funny how the dynamics work out. Positive gamma, where is the heaviest downside hedging probably going to step in? Well, there you got it. So if you guys want to know the why behind the what, there's your example. But the other thing here today is obviously these were drawn from the pre-market structure. They're still largely holding true, right? We're kind of in this upper bound, lower bound and the balance is pretty much in this range, right? It's shifted slightly, but the overall shape, if we're going to draw our arrows, right, from the pre-market to now, is that the overall story is still true. If you're not over something, you're under it. This is our key resistance. If you're not over it, you're under it. Where is it pointing you back to? Okay. If we note that the strongest balances were from this morning in this area, I don't put as much stock into this intraday position here at 75.95. If we sell through that, we are probably going to come down here where you get this narrative, right? So I don't want to just like gum this up with arrows, but I think you guys get the if then. If you're over this, then you try here. If you fail there, you come back here. If you don't hold here, then you go back there. If then. Anyway, that's a shit ton of me talking. So let me take a break since I've turned the music down and everybody pointed that out. I got a lot to catch up on. Traded the Asia session last night, caught a banger long at the bottom of that crash. Where do I post? Visual, I post in our Discord. So if you don't have the little QR code over there, I'll do this. You have access to Jake's mastermind program. There's a couple other admins at Signal in there. But you have, like I said, the key driver to the Discord is probably for most people Jake's mastermind course. So if you want that, that's probably the best like bang for the buck value of being there. But I have a channel in there where I post my pre-market plan, I post my trade ideas, caution here, look for this there. Pretty much everything we go over on this stream, I'm doing as much as possible in that channel throughout the day. Obviously when I'm streaming, that takes a back seat because I'm here, but that is where I do it. FOMO long at the top, exited, re-entered after the pullback into the opening print. Nice. Okay, turn the music down. We got through that. Sorry, there's a lot of chat to catch up on. That's what happens when I talk so much. Did I long off of 75.50? Did I long off 75.50? You talking to me or MES or who are you talking to? Sorry, Cole. I just want to make sure I know. Yo, what's up, Lou? Appreciate the kind words, Vish. That is very, very nice of you to say. What's up, CJ, RJV? What would my target be? Cheyenne, if I was looking for the breakout, yeah, it would probably be conservatively this 76.25. I think if you covered this position and you actually held that and the market got the bid through that resistance, that is where I would be looking because, again, the majority of this positioning, and you got to remember, the straddle just keeps coming down, right? We've crushed a bunch of this volatility. We've just been grinding in this range. The straddle is getting less and less. I have it right now at about 15 points. I think that's accurate. Yeah, it's at like, actually it's come down a little bit. So it's more like 13. So let's go adjust that just for accuracy's sake. So right now we are still trading within the expected move, these purple bars from the opening print straddle. All right. So now it's like, if we get that extension, we're pretty much trading to what was expected on the day. Do we settle up there? Do we actually pin higher? Or do you think we come back down kind of to this lower balance if we fail to break out? I'm thinking we revert a little bit. I actually put on an SPX trade just so you guys are aware. I'll draw a little box for the range I put on. It is pretty much from here to here. So the reason for that is if we pull back at all into this area, I profit. If we pull back into this box, I profit the most. If we finish right here, what I like to do is I will actually take a trade from the other side, equal distance, and the closer we finish to the middle, regardless of if it's above or below, I can get paid on that. So I can turn my runner put spread into a different type of trade that makes money on time passing. So if you're into options, it's kind of the other benefit of having this data is the options trades that you can take. But from a futures perspective, this is most beneficial for risk management and directional trading. So yeah. This week's action has been shit. Impressive not to tilt, really. I think the one thing that you got to think about too as well, guys, to Vish's point there about having a rough week at this price action is, I hope if you do pay attention to the plans that I put out there, right, it's about understanding the probabilities of range. Where will the range be, right? Between what areas? Are you prepared to trade a range? Instead of getting just like super stuck on one direction and I want to hold runners for the breakout. You can do that when you know you're trading in a range, right? You're just longing or shorting the edges of it. And if you get continuation, that's what the runner's for. Otherwise, you're taking off most when you get to kind of the highest probability end of the range, right? So if you come into a day or a week and you kind of understand volatility is really low, we're in a positive gamma regime, we are likely to kind of go nowhere effectively every day, right? You kind of change your bias for what you're looking to do, and then you're just being patient for your spots. What is the best spot to long from today? What is the next best spot to long from? Where would I be looking to short? How much can I short for? Where should I think about not shorting from? Like, what is the counterpoint to that? So today it was kind of, if we look at the pre-market profile one more time, we can kind of go over that a little bit more, but I'm going to leave this for right now. Because it does look like, again, we're grinding against this resistance. You can see it on Bookmap over here. There's all of these resting orders just sitting there at 76.10. So if we zoom in on that, you'll see it's nothing but bids. These little shorts got squeezed for 10 points or so. Then we can obviously make the run up through the rest of these orders if the bidding is strong. Sorry. Do I take intraday positions exactly after 10:30 because it looks slightly different to me? It's just whenever I get to it. I look at post London, but I'm not like, I captured them late today. I do, my kid's at home all summer, so like I had to go feed him and do all this stuff before the stream, so I was a little late. So these positions are probably closer to as of, I don't know, a few minutes ago, right? But I think they largely hold true, and it's not a hard and fast thing. Butterfly or only one leg of it? Randy, so what I was talking about for that position was effectively, if I take a put spread from here to here and I profit off of it and I leave one, because I technically sold the 75.30 strike, I can take a spread from the other side where I'm still selling 75.30 and I'm buying 75, 25, or sorry, 75, what would that be? 10, 15, 75.15 to make it equal, right? That's how you fly it off. You're buying a spread from the other, or you're taking a spread from the other side with the same sold strike. But I don't want to confuse non-options people in here and bore them to death. I did paint my room, Polar Bear. I was trying to make it so that it wasn't so bland in here, and then I painted it a bland color, but I need to finish because I used a paint sprayer, so I oversprayed on the corners, so now I'm gonna just have to do the whole room probably. But here we go, guys. Looks like we are attempting our breakout. So if this works, we should be kind of expecting up into there, that 25, just under 30 area. But again, everything up here is technically resistance until it's not. So if we don't break out from there, we're probably just going to kind of keep drifting back down towards this 75.95. And if you fail to hold that spot into the close, then you're probably coming back down into the next range of balance, right? If then, I feel like I need to create my own arrows. If then arrows, right? But right now, it's really hard to see, absent some super volatile situation happening. We're probably just going to keep kind of grinding up against this resistance, and we either pop it and drift higher, or we fade that and come back down to here around the 75.95. And if that doesn't hold, the strongest balance into the afternoon is probably closer to like 75.80. But I think you guys can kind of see the vision here. Let's see. Yeah, CJ, I think that's just it. If you have something to frame the basis of the range day with, if you know where those probabilities are for where would things tend to slow down and bounce from, where would I encounter the most natural resistance, I think that's what makes this really beneficial and powerful. Other people are guessing. They're using like a previous day's level. They're using an overnight high or low, which is conditional to that time, right? But in this moment, today, we have something else on our hands that tells us we already knew that spot was going to be extra hard to break through. Why do you think, if I look back on Bookmap today, right? Why do you think we've kind of stalled out all day long at the same level? Why do you think this was so printed as resistance first thing this morning when you look at where we are on the positions? What is the through point between right now the intraday positions at this area, right, versus, let's say, the pre-market positioning? There's a lot of relative correlated resistance at this one strike coming in on the day. You didn't need Bookmap to know that, but if you didn't have that there, you're kind of looking left going, well, technically, what was that related to? You can say, oh, it's a previous day high. Regardless of why you think that is the case, the proof is here. And we are seeing that now. If there wasn't this kind of resistance here, we'd just be, popping right through it, right? But until these market makers are forced to also react differently and change their hedge, it's resistance until we're over it and holding it. And then they're buying behind us, right? So this can be a nice tailwind to go higher here. But if not, we are going to find a balance. And where do we know the balance sits? Right about here. Technically, this whole little range, right? Like, we know this is a little green, this is a big green, this is a little green. And same thing holds true from down here. We flip it this way, right? Everything below us is technically supporting us up to this spot until we are under it. So there's your story of the day. Upward drift, up and stuck. How many days? Dip, up, stuck, drift up, stuck. Previous day. Down, back, up, stuck. Positive Gamma says hello. Do I have direct join line for Discord and setup? Sorry, Ashkar, no. There's a free Discord for rake trades, but it's effectively got no access to the things you're probably wanting access to, such as me and Jake and the mastermind and any indicators we have. That's all behind the paywall, so that's why it goes to the Watt page. If you want any testimonials, you can just ask the people in chat who are there and they'll fill you in, I think. Sorry, there's so many messages sometimes I get caught up here. Longed off the hold to 75.90 according to the pre-market, looking for 76.15, but got stopped out before that dump. Yeah, I mean, like, when you get kind of a big headline reaction like that, if you're in an existing position, that kind of volatility, right? That's the thing that people need to remember about these levels too, is that market makers react. So if there is something so sizable at that moment that overruns their position, their reaction is only as fast as they can do something, right? They're just like us, except they're using like high frequency trading algos and stuff to execute some of those orders, right? But I think when you look at the wick and where that happened and where it came back to, positionally speaking, you actually saw the influence. But even then, they are reacting to the change in spot price and volatility. These things are connected. So if you were in an existing long at a certain place, just because the dealer is long there doesn't mean that you're safe. You have a higher probability of being safe if certain conditions remain to be true, just like right now. Until we are through this and getting the momentum of consistent market bidding, there are still people that are going to be selling in between here and there, right? We just know if the bid is strong and they get through the other side of the strike, then we should see that acceleration higher. Else, failures are going to go back a certain way. But today, like having your stop under a certain spot, You did the best you could in that moment. You took the risk, you took the trade. Nobody's probably saw that coming, right? I personally thought like, oh, we're consolidating under this. We're going to keep testing and then we're going to try to make the squeeze breakout. But the risk, like I said in the Discord, was any failures are going to want to come back here. So if you understand that, maybe you took the other side and you're like, I don't think we break this resistance. I think we're going to come back and we're going to range. Your short paid off and then some, right? Because you were probably only targeting that kind of key balance here as opposed to way down here. But that's why we had those ranges drawn from the pre-market, the if then. What is the dividing line? Where should I look for shorts? That whole thing. If you're understanding the big green bar at the top would be considered both support and resistance. For some reason, I always think that buyers step in to move it up. So big green bar, big green bar. Are you talking like way up here? Like top of the screen? Right, guy? Answer me, right guy, so I can answer you. The top bar. I mean, number one, that is so far away. So that technically is not even influential. If you look at the 22,000 contracts that are sitting up there that dealers are long, the delta for those contracts are probably like a cent or something. So as far as resistance goes, it's more about like how it was initially hedged, right? So those contracts are just being sold out, but they're not like active right now. The only things that are technically actively being hedged, like that are of influence to us that we care about, is what's in this kind of straddle range right now, right? Hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, the green bars are both support and resistance because of how they're being traded, right? They slow price down because they buy dips and they sell rips is the simplest way to think about it. They are kind of working against you to slow price down and keep it constrained or contained. The red bars are kind of where whatever the momentum is where they're going with it. Zay. Behave Zay. There's no degen in here. I did have the degen song on because I needed to mix it up. The other theme song is a little tired. So, yeah. The annoying part is seeing the target hit after it kicks me out. It happened yesterday as well. I mean, the other thing, Vish, too, is like you can be a little extra patient at those levels because I think, where'd you say you longed from? 75.90. So you were down here. I mean, I guess where from the open you were long 75.90. So if you were long from the open there, let's just assume this with the 10-point stop, right? And you were targeting like 76.15, which was a breakout. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the hard part on that one. It's like a 2.5 hour trade, right? I see the vision. But I think to me, this would have been more along one of those things where like you're trading for the 10 points or 15, whatever that is, and you're holding a runner for the breakout. So I would have trimmed right there, right? I would have hit my target as far as the main resistance. I'm out and I'm holding one as a runner at break even, saying if it goes, I think it can go up here. Right? But at that point, then your risk is like, then it's pure risk to reward, right? You're not risking anything else. You're holding break even because you already got your first trim and now your runners do the work. That's how I would handle a trade like that personally. But it is unfortunate that you got that really nasty one while you were never really in danger until you were. But that's how I would have traded that range this morning personally. So, but that's where you got to understand. It's like Jake, right? Jake doesn't trim. Jake holds a full position to his target. So if that was Jake's target and he was on heavier size, you know what I mean? 15 points on ES by like 2 or 3 minis, that's a different trade than, 5 MES and trimming 4 and leaving 1. You just got to know what your risk is. But that's how I would have traded that this morning. Hopefully that helps. I wanted to see 76.10 for a trim, but we couldn't go past 76.05. Yeah, I mean, that's a hard part too, is like the other thing I want you guys to remember is the individual strikes here are the most influential, right? So what I would say about that is consider it like a band, okay? So right now, this is a great example. Right now, I'm going to get rid of all these, okay? I would look at it this way. Supportive area. But the strongest support in this area happens to be here and here. Resistance area. This is selling against me. Now I'm through it. Now it's helping me. But it's only helping me to here because this is my next resistance. If I cover this, I've got all this buying under me now. But the second I give anything back, it's going to sell against me. And the strongest support is right here. So you could have waited, right? And let's say you bought this dip over here at 1056, right? You could have said, all right, I'm buying it if it comes into this area, as opposed to I'm doing this, right? Your strongest dip is probably into this area from a risk to reward standpoint to trade into this one. But this is all resistance, so I know this could go against me at any minute. So I'm going to try to be long from the biggest part of the support instead of this thin little one here, right? Does that make sense? You got to think of it like a band. The more of something there is, the stronger the influence is. Yeah, to Ray's point, front running a trim is never a bad idea, right? Like, you can have this line on the chart and be a dick for a tick, or you can basically say, I'm going to take it just ahead. That way, if it does this or this and it rejects there, I'm out. I got my piece, blah, blah, blah. That's entirely fine to do. But yeah, to me, I think this is kind of displaying the behavior. Let's do our kind of post-London close. So post-London close time, right? We got kind of our sell down after the bell, but we held generally what I would consider to be based on the pre-market positioning as well, which is kind of my anchor rationale. This has not really changed as like the key support on the day. Did we overshoot it on some extreme volatility? Yeah, but look where it bounced every time. This is the key support kind of balance spot coming in on the day. We had another one up here as well. But the strongest area was kind of in this kind of 75 to 90 was kind of our key support range. And we just kind of keep holding that. So if you're looking at just intraday positioning now, this is kind of what's happening. This is your support until it's gone. So dips down into this band that we just talked about, right? The bottom of our current straddle price means that now if we cover and hold this strike at 76.10, we should expect to drift at the very least with marginal buying flow up to our next like main resistance area, which is resting right up under the 76.30 strike. What's up, Adam? What's up, JDVWAP? What's up? Missed a bunch, dude. You've missed a ton. 30 minutes of me blabbing. It's okay to doubt yourself, Vish, especially if you got burned on a big vol candle like that. I mean, I totally understand kind of being extra cautious. And it's Friday and you don't know what's going to happen and there's geopolitical news and we're back at war. I understand the hesitancy, but I think you can only trade what's like in front of your face, right? So for me, again, I put on a trade that is now completely worthless, essentially, thinking that if we sold back and we kind of held around this balance, I'd make money on it. And if we trade from like just under this key support to the next support rung around here, I get paid more. It's a hedge, right? Because if we don't go higher, I want something just in case we fall back. That is a convexity payout. So there are things you can do like that to protect yourself, even if you're primarily a futures trader. If you want to like feel better about a trade that you're in, you hedge it. And you hedge it with a really low risk but potentially high reward trade, the opposite direction, right? So that way, whatever you lost over here, you're technically like trying to scrape some value back over here. So I think that's a hugely beneficial thing to think about doing if you want. But if you're not exposed to the market in that many places, you don't have a cash account or a margin account for options, then don't. Just trade your prop firm accounts. But those are things that you can do as well to kind of like battle that mental kind of sense of being stuck because you're kind of afraid of what happened before, or you're, whatever your lack of conviction is because of something that came, a little bit ago that shook you out of your trade. If you have protection, you tend to hold the long trade opposite your hedge a little bit better, right? If you don't want to risk multiple cons, you have to be willing to cut early. Yeah, Ray, what Ray's talking about as well, guys, is that like, depending on your account size, whether it's you're trading a 25K prop account versus a 50, and you're basically trading your drawdown. So to Jake's point about his strategy, Jake essentially trades the full drawdown, right? He's risking basically the entirety of the drawdown to pass the account quickly and hit his profit targets quickly. But if you are someone who is just trying to be consistent and you are risking a percentage of your total drawdown, which means you can only trade like one mini. You're not holding that one mini for a 50-point trade every day. You are trying to get your chunk. You are trying to get your range, your target, and then you're out. You don't have the benefit of only trading one contract and letting it run. You could do that, but then you also have to live with the fact that you might give some profits back, right? So you have to know what you're doing and how you're trading it, what your personal risk profile is. You cannot look at somebody else and what they're doing and their outcomes and then getting mad that you're not doing that. If you are someone who trades one mini and you're catching 10 points, you're done. Right? If you aren't able to say, I've got 10 points of profit and I risked 5, that's a 2-to-1 trade, I'm going to hold this for another 20 points, and then it comes back and stops you out at break even, you don't get to bitch. You had one contract. You were managing that one contract. Now, if you were trading 2 minis, for example, then you trim one at that TP, target potentially, and then you let the other one go. And if it stops you at break even on the runner, who cares? You got your one TP. That's the benefit of having multiple contracts, but how you are risking it relative to your size and what kind of points you're trying to capture, that's up to you, the individual, and what your risk profile is, right? If you're uncomfortable trading the entirety of the drawdown on the account with a single mini, right? What is $2,000 of drawdown on a single mini? How many points, right? That changes the conversation. So if I was trying to short this resistance on a single mini for $2,000 of drawdown, right? But I want to pass in one day. So what is this? How many points? 20. So it's 500, 1,000, 1,500. Right? 5,000, 1,500, 2,000. Oh. You get it, right? If you're a one-to-one trader and you said, this is how I'm trading my prop account today, and I'm doing it off of this key strike. If you did that this morning and you shorted the initial resistance, so let's say you actually shorted like here, you pretty much made your money today, right? I don't personally advise that, but if that's how you want to trade it, that's how you trade it, with one contract, and you're willing to risk the whole account on one contract on ES. Okay? That's a different value proposition than somebody who's like, I'm trading 5 micros. They're happy to trim 3 at 10 points because that's $150, and then the other 2 run another 15 points. That's another $150, right? It's different depending on how you're trading, what your size is, what your risk is, what your goals are. So don't get caught up in who you see making what, right? You don't know their risk unless you do, and then you can see the trade, and then you have to think, was I willing to do that? Am I comfortable doing that? Did my edge give me that opportunity? And if you don't, then who cares? trade your shit. Don't worry about anybody else. So hopefully that makes sense. I mean, the market does trend every day on smaller time frames, right? Multiple directions. But that's why I think, to stop Lost Poppy's point, my big thing about why I leverage this system is I truly, truly believe the edge is in the fact that I don't have to be stuck to a single bias and then say, no trades for me today, nothing clean. There's always something out there. Am I cool saying I really am confident we trade this 10-point range? Like, if you guys want to see the trade I took last night, let's turn extended hours on. Based off of the pre-market profile for today, if you guys watched Ron G's stream, I popped in there at the very end and he actually brought this up. So I was kind of happy to hear it, actually. If we look, we'll have to go to like a 5-minute chart or something so this isn't heinous. So this kind of range right here last night that we essentially opened into, right? This amount of green boxes, we poked our head above it at the open, right? And then we failed. And where did we fail back to? The strongest balance in this 10-point range. I took that short right here on that failure, but I took it on NQ. And guess what happened on NQ at that time? This is that same trade on NQ. 150 points. So I caught that, but I traded it off of this structure, off of this framework. It's also why I didn't hold that short very long. And I put my stop at the top of this resistance to say, if this holds here, it's probably going back to the top of that range. And look what it did. Right back to the top. When it tried to break out of it, it failed again. And where did it hold? This range. And then it failed and went to the bottom of the support of this range. And then it got stuck in there, which if we were in a cash session, I would be expecting the same thing. Obviously today, we got this like way different scenario, right? Because we opened above that range and we got this news candle. So volatility is why, like, volatility and active flow will overwhelm passive flow every day of the week, right? But this is where, if you know what the structure is on ES, you can trade it on NQ. And generally speaking, today, when we were holding that key support area on ES, about whatever that was, 75.50 or 75.80. Sorry, I was thinking about SPX. Holding this area on ES, had you longed NQ on that, the same framework bore out. So even though they're, not always directly correlated, the actual structure of the market from ES and the breadth of it and how many names are out there generally allow for really great opportunities the other way. So anyway, I do think that there are a lot of opportunities to trade this overnight. You guys are having your own kind of conversation in the chat and I keep getting lost in it. So hopefully I'm not just talking to myself and addressing things you guys care about. That dump happened right after London closed. Was that some institution closing their position or was it news? Could have been a little bit of both, right? But that's why I like to see what happens after London. Like, what does the shape look like? How do we move? Give it like 10 to 15 minutes. See how the profile looks and then make a decision on like where are we likely to drift from there. And I think if you looked in the Discord, I said something specifically about that dynamic. You are either going to go here or here. And to me, the big thing was if you're not kind of under this strike right here at like 75.75, there's really no risk of getting pinned lower. There's no risk of getting charmed down to a strong balance here because the drift should take you to this balance. If you're over this one, right? You're either going to live in this little zone, or if you hold over here, you are likely to drift up and test here. And if you do that, you can drift up further. Else, you're going to come settle back lower. Yeah, Jordan. I mean, those are the things that when you look about what the hedging dynamic is for a market maker, it's not just price went here. It's how price went there. So this big news candle, this huge nasty wick, right? That is volatility expanding, which means all the positions they're holding, long or short, are changing dynamically, drastically, quickly, because volatility leads to expansion, right? The IV on those options are holding just juiced. So then how they're holding them, their reaction was different, right? For all the market makers that were short at that time, they're accelerating with that move, but they hit a wall where there were more market makers holding positions the other side who adjusted. And once that volatility came off, what happened? Just like yesterday. What happened when all that vol got sold yesterday? All that vol got sold yesterday, and what happened? Up we drifted, right? Today, look at the size of that spike. VIX jumped basically half a point. And the second it came down, all we've done since then is just drift up. As vol recedes, buying happens, up you go, right? But now we're back in the same old situation. Not a lot of volatility, not enough juice. We are getting stuck in a range. If you're not over something, you're under it. If you're not under it, you're over it. Where does that tell you the balances are? I think right now you can kind of see. Think of it this way. We've got a balance range here plus everything below it. You've got a balance range here with everything below it. But we've also got all of this up here. And you can't break out of this range. We are just getting sandwiched in here. The vice grip, if this was a vice grip, someone's turning the wheel, keeping it tight, right? Can I show you guys something? I think this would actually be really helpful. I forgot that I put this together. I think that's an old chat window, so. I think this would actually be really helpful. I forgot that I put this. Just bear with me, guys. I think you will appreciate this. Let's find it. This is essentially what we are doing right now. Heyo. I'm just going to let you guys watch this for a second. So this is the idea of what we're doing, right? You clear some dealer shorts, you get their momentum, but then you hit another resistance. This says dealer long, so let's just assume this is the current kind of 7610 big dealer short position, right? You reject that. Okay, you reject that spot. What happens? Where do you fall back to? You're kind of in this valley, right? So we cleared 7,600. Now we're coming up against 7605. We cleared it. We got a little juice. Now we're kind of coming up against a 7610 spot. Instead of dealer long, just assume this is a dealer short. It's a bigger resistance. And when we reject, we don't fall all the way back under the next strike. We kind of sit in this valley. So when you look at the difference between dealers long and dealer shorts, why do we get pinned and stuck in a spot like that? Right? We're in a valley. So if you're pushing in momentum and spot price, right, and it's pushing, but it runs out of steam, where does it come back to? It either kind of settles in this valley that we're in, right? We're in this valley right now. Until we crest that peak, we can't fall through the next valley to the next top of the mountain, right? Does that make sense? Is that like a decent thing for you guys to think about? As far as like why momentum and volatility matter? I tried to create this so that it made sense, right? So let's say that was if we go back, that first hill is like right here, right? We were under it. We got some momentum. We stalled, right? We got a little wick. We pushed over it. We failed to peak the next mountain. We came back to this one, but we stayed in the valley. And now we're trying to get up the hill again, and we failed, and we're staying in this valley. But now if we push and pop it over this, we should get some momentum up to the next mountain peak. That is just the basic idea of what's happening here. Why do we accelerate from one spot, but then we slow down at the next one? And if we don't cover that hill, why do we not really drop all the way back, right? Well, there's not as big of a valley to pick momentum up going back the other direction. So if we want to talk about one other example of that, let's find one for like a breakout. Or I think this is more of like same idea, but this one is with the idea of you cover like a smaller resistance, right? And then you pick up speed, and then you go through a big zone of all these red bars, right? You pick up all this all this action. And then you can't get through that big resistance, right? We hit a wall of positive gamma, but everything below us are dealer short positions. Oh, now they accelerate the move. And it doesn't matter that you had a little support below you, because all of that red positioning, all of those dealer shorts below you, take that momentum and they accelerate you back down. So this is why it's important to know, is a dealer net long or short? Where is the risk? What is the passive flow going to do if the momentum goes the other direction? So that is why there's a difference between a dealer long in sequence. There's like 5 strikes as opposed to just one. So when you guys have been here, if you're new here, there's a lot of days where we look at the positioning on the chart and you say, okay, market makers are net long. Like if we just look at this really simply, right? That's a big fucking mountain. So if I was the guy and I was pushing my little ball today and I said, I'm in a valley. This is a pretty small valley. There's another mountain. If I crest it, that's a big fucking mountain. I'm probably going to run out of steam right about here for sure. And then if I fail, I'm probably going to come back in this little valley. And if I pick up too much momentum, then I'm going to probably get parked right here. Does that make sense? So we've already crested this mountain. We're kind of sitting in this valley because there's another little hill in the way. If we get on the other side of it, we can go here, but I'm not thinking I've got enough energy between now and what? This is when the sun sets. Do I want to be pushing that rock when the sun sets? Especially if I'm right about here? Do I really think I have enough time to try to crest this whole mountain by the time the sun sets? And if I run out of energy and my legs are tired and I want to take a break, where am I going to set up camp? I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to make this make sense to as many people as possible in the simplest way possible. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if those goofy little animations help. I hope they do. But when you just think about the idea of momentum and volatility directionally, if I know where there's something that's going to slow me down, where will I pick up momentum? Where will I lose it? And if I do get some momentum to the downside, where will I lose it? Doesn't mean I have to bounce, but it might mean that I just kind of settle and rest there for the end of the day. So when you think about the straddle as like how much energy you have, right? This current straddle price is about 13 points. It's kind of like if you're playing a video game, you've got a certain amount of health left. It's actually down to 10 points. So if you know that the clock is ticking, the game's only giving you 2 hours, or not even 2 hours, right? 132, yeah, 2.5 hours. And it says, you need to be finished by the game or we're going to kill you by this time. And you've only got this little blue bar worth of energy to go somewhere. It's pretty much just telling you that, like, manage your expectations, dude. You've got a lot of work to do. Like, how far do you think you can go with that much energy before you hit this blue line? How far do you think you can go? That's what this straddle is telling you, is like what's being priced in. What is realistic right now? Are we going to outperform that? Or are we just going to kind of get here and fail and come back? I'm throwing everything at the wall to try to make this make sense for you guys. So anyway, hopefully, yeah, if those analogies make sense, if those visuals make sense. Vish, I'm glad, but that also kind of makes me think that I must just be talking absolute nonsense in here the rest of the time. If all it took was a crudely animated video. Makes me think I'm a very poor communicator otherwise. That's hilarious. But that's also why I did it, right? Like, I want you guys to understand the why. Like, why are we less likely to break out? You know, like, what is it going to take? And I think even right here, you're seeing all of this kind of resting liquidity up here, just kind of trying to be a roadblock. So at this point, you're only going to go as far as the market, meaning like the active flow is going to take you. So when we talk about these arrows and the idea of charm and where are you likely to settle, I tend to think any inability to like meaningfully move higher here, we're either going to get stuck right where we are, but I think there's actually a higher potential of coming back to like that, right? Because of everything that we know, right? Passively speaking, support, resistance. I just like, yeah, my gut tells me you're kind of coming back into this area. But if we just chop around up here long enough and you get some big strong bid into the end of day, because like, who knows, a headline says, actually, peace talks are back on, right? Boner. But I don't think we would expect it to go very far. T-Rail, charm is the idea of things just like decaying with time, right? So the finish line idea, right? So between London close, oh my God, sorry for the burps or whatever, pause. If we're basically existing from London, this blue line, to the market close at this time, every minute that goes by, these options that market makers are holding are either appreciating in value, their delta is either growing or it's shrinking, right? It's becoming more negative or more positive. So depending on how these market makers are holding those positions, the amount of futures they need to trade, whether buying or selling, changes as well. And the smaller straddle is basically telling you this, like everything inside of this range is like directly influential. Things outside of it, less so. So as we move into the closing period, the closer we get to this blue line, more or less futures are being bought and sold relative to these positions every minute, right? So the idea of charm is that if nobody was participating in the market, if you took all of these like green dots and red dots on Bookmap that represents like the market, like the bids, the amount of volume, like the market orders relative to the limit orders sitting out there, if you took all those people out and you said the only people that get to trade right now are market makers, charm is the idea of where would we settle assuming nobody else got to participate on the day. If we accelerated the clock and we said, jump ahead to 3 p.m., we would be more likely to pin this position, given what we know about the positions they're holding, than we are to actually drift higher. Because if you're not over something and you're at it, you are likely, knowing how these are held, they will come back to the strongest, most influential dealer long, which is here. Only if we are staying over this and we accelerated would you potentially see a pin. But again, we know that all of this above us is pushing down, so it's more likely to settle lower at this point, around like 75, 95, I think. You guys want to see something else that's kind of cool? That's not the cool thing. Hold on a second. Oh my God. Let me see if I can just do this. You guys see that? You guys see that? So I put that together. This was from the morning. Oh shit. So I put that together. So this was from a little while ago. It kind of updates periodically throughout the day. So I ran this after the London close time, and it hasn't updated in a while. But what it's saying is just given the overall structure of the market's kind of implying a finish based on how all of those options are netted out, right? This is not assuming market maker or anything. This is literally this bar on the right is just saying, given the options, the highest probability of where we would finish is in this kind of 50 to 45-ish range, 55 to 45-ish range on SPX, which would put us around like 7,600 to 7,590. So that's the idea of depending on spot at that time. It was telling you like where holding all of those positions would be more likely to finish out. So charm is kind of around that idea as well, right? So if you pair a lot of these things that you know, you kind of get an idea for why certain positions are important. It's why the if-then framework that I use is so important. If I hold over this, then I would expect to drift up to this balance. If I am under it, I would expect a reversion back to this area. So that's charm. Just passively speaking, if nobody else influenced us, if nobody was like pushing the boat around in the water, the current is probably going to go one way. But if we get shoved over here, then maybe we take this fork in the river and we end up drifting that direction. That's all charm is saying. Active flow is still more influential than passive. Active flow and volatility, especially as you saw today, hello candle, right? Also can overwhelm the passive flow of market makers. Christoph, there is that actually. Oh, here we're getting a little break, but how far can we go? I don't know that we meaningfully go anywhere. Maybe we can get that extension up to this if the bid is strong enough. My assumption is we just kind of get stuck in a sandwich here and go slightly lower. But shit, I see that it is now Lomeli time, guys. I went a little long, so I am so sorry for that. I probably missed a couple questions at the end trying to show you that graph. Probabilities that move, Christoph, that is something that like there are charm graphs in these platforms that you can see that kind of gamed out because charm moves with charm moves and changes relative to spot and how much time is left in the day. So what the charm graph looked like at the start of the day relative to these key positions can change as the positions and time change throughout the afternoon. So that is something that you can see visually. I'm just not recreating it here because I just don't think it's helpful. I think just using the shape of the profile tells you enough about the key strikes relative to spot and like that if-then framework. So if we cover here, we grind up. I think we can maximally, probably get up towards this 7630-ish area. Obviously, if the market gets an even stronger bid, maybe you can do more. But I think generally speaking, as long as we're holding over this, we can continue to slowly grind and chop up to it. Else, any failures to hold over this, we probably come back into this territory. So that's me. You guys got a couple hours left with Christian, so hopefully you guys see something. I am pretty much hands off. I did well last night. I didn't really see a need to trade today, aside from like throwing a speculative short on there and waiting for my payouts to process, hopefully before the weekend, so I can do that. But that's me. So if I don't talk to you guys, have a great weekend and stay safe, trade safe. Lomeli, go ham, buddy, and we'll see you guys later. Take care.
What's up? What's up? All right, all set up here. What's up, chat? What's up? What's up? Melly in the house, my guy. What's good? What's good? What's up? What's up? Rye guy, Chris, my guy. What up? What up, my guy? Preppy. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Donna? Jay. He needs more time. That's on him. That's on him, chat. But yeah, I tune into Mitch's streams from time to time, and they are very insightful. Me, that I know nothing about Orderflow, and what he does, it's definitely interesting to hear him talk about what he's the game plan he's creating and what he's anticipating, right? What's up? What's up, Adam, my guy? What up? What up, Jello, Miv, M. Lujic, my guy. Hope you got the account set up, brother. The graph he shared was a sick POV. I want to message. Yeah, I DM'd you. I sent you the code, M. Lujic. Miggy, what's up? How's Florida going? What's up? What's up? What's up? First time attending your session, my guy Hassan. Welcome in. Welcome in. Well, typically the flow of it is I will let people trickle in here, and then I get started on potentially like the trade I took in the morning, and then I have yet to done any analysis, so we'll do that together. Seems like you guys enjoyed that. Bajado. Oh, I see what you mean, M. Lujic. Sorry, I'm just opening up what you sent me. So I sent you a code, but you said you're from Bosnia. They can't find. Okay, let me get back to you after stream. So you weren't able to go through with the overall purchase, right? Because of your location is what I'm getting at? Yeah, okay. I was going to DM you, but yeah, I got you, brother. I got you. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I typically after stream and after I once I'm done replying to people, I turn Instagram on DND essentially. MES Polar Bear, my guy, what's up? What's up? Kenny. Yo, Kevin. Restrictor countries. Yeah, it's yeah, I'll get back to you. Sorry about the delay. I just figured that once I send codes out, people typically are get it all figured out. Yo, the boy J King, my guy. What's up, brother? Let's get it. Hell yeah. Okay, let's hop onto the charts here. So I took a loss in the morning. Overall, for my AM session, I am green on the week. Nothing impressive, right? But I am green. Today, I thought I was gonna have a nice, easy winning day. What is it? 10 minutes into open? Not even 10 minutes into open. 8 minutes into open, which I got a good entry. My target was that swing, the hourly swing low. Was that hourly swing low here? Once not NQ. ES took out that swing high on the higher time frame, right? We retested new week opening gap. We retested the hourly fair value gap, right? We retested the new day opening gap. The 15-minute was looking at the point of entry. Yeah, I was anticipating this basically how it ended up closing, right? Which was good. But I entered at the 1 minute change in state / small little invert here. anticipating what we got, but unfortunately, I was, you know, aiming for the low-hanging fruit. My initial target was down here, but I was like, you know what? Let me aim for the low-hanging fruit at about 3R. And unfortunately, got stopped out. And I remained on charts for a while. I remained on charts. I was anticipating another potential short in this area. But yeah, at this point, I was like, you know what? It's Friday. Let me not try to push it. And eventually, we ended up taking out the target. And yeah, that was that. Yeah, once I saw this, I was like, you know what? Let me just step away and not do anything stupid. But fast forward to now. Yeah, we were basically ranging all morning up until 8:30. And right now we seem to be breaking out here slightly, I guess, right? So let me remove all price here, remove this. And we'll get into creating a game plan here in the next 2 minutes or so, chat. 2 minutes or so, we'll get into creating the game plan. But yeah, it was a weird, typically when we get delivery, how we got today, we head straight towards TP. So I was in a way kind of already anticipating one thing to keep in mind is whenever I notice this about myself, whenever I get a trade where price delivers how it was delivering, mentally I'm like checking, I'm like already locking in the win, right? At this point, with how it was looking, I'm mentally already locking in the win, right? My target was down here, which I never got to. I'm already mentally locking in the win. I'm like, yeah, this looks fucking beautiful. It looks amazing. So I noticed that on trades that take me out like this, right? I noticed that I get on edge. So kind of what we were talking about yesterday, like tilt looks different at different stages, right? For me, I'm aware that at this point I was extremely frustrated because I was up, what was it, 2.2R, and I never took anything off, which again, I didn't plan to, right? I planned to take everything off here or I had limit orders at the 771. But I noticed that, yeah, once I got taken out, I'm like, all right, this is fucking frustrating. Like I was in a good trade. I was looking at unrealized profits go to zero, go to break even, and then eventually stop me out. And I recognized how price was being delivered and I didn't really like it. So I was like, you know what, before I do anything stupid, let me step away. So it's another thing that I kind of wanted to share with you guys, I guess. And again, being completely and brutally transparent, I guess. It wasn't mentally, I was fucking frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was frustrated. I wanted to take another trade, right? Because part of my brain was telling me you were up to almost 2.5, what you were risking. Like my brain is literally telling me that was yours, right? So it's something I guess I wanted to share with you guys. But now hopping. Yeah, so okay. So hopping into the charts, chat. Let's hop straight into the charts and create a game plan, right? Okay, so let's see. Coming into the morning, I was a little bit more initially short biased after we took out the high, right? So doing the same breakdown. How's the monthly looking here? The monthly is obviously we have more relative strength on ES versus NQ. The weekly rebalanced into the fair value gap here. Rebalanced into the same fair value gap here last week. We took out prior week's bar and we are now trading above the opening print on the weekly bar. And if we look at just simple premium discount, right? Premium discount of that leg, right? We traded from here, traded up to premium. From there, take that swing high to low, traded back to discount. And currently we are up in premium of this current leg on the weekly. So that's something to keep in mind. Levels on the weekly here would be on ES that seem to be close here would be that swing high. So let's jot that level down. The daily, how's the daily looking here? The daily, not much data other than the fact that we took out buy side here, right? External range after we tested into that hour or the daily fair value gap, took out the swing low. What else do we see? So let me remove that. We already took it out. So the next level here, still here on the daily, would be that swing high on ES. And again, we're too far out this for me to even draw this level, so I'm not going to draw it on NQ. So yeah, I'm just paying attention to how price is being delivered. We took out the swing low. We're trading higher. We disrespected that last down candle, and we're continuing higher past prior bars high. Again, it is Friday, so that's something to keep in mind. Typically, Fridays tend to be more of a range build and kind of just pause and not really do anything. So the daily, let's see, took out swing high. The 4 hour here, so the swing high and premium of the larger leg would be that swing high on NQ, right? So if you take that swing high to low, that swing high would be premium of the range. So premium PD array of the higher time frame leg, like we explained on the weekly, right? Especially after inverting this bearish gap right there. So let me remove that just to keep things simple and clear. We have the new week opening gap here, right, chat? Somewhere Monday, Friday, Sunday. So Friday to Sunday, we have the new week opening gap, which again, I don't know why this indicator marks it as, I mean, I know why, because it was Friday. Friday of last week was the holiday stuff. So when I mark it here, it marks it at Thursday, which I don't like. So yeah, I'm marking it manually today. The new day opening gap right there. Levels above us on the 4 hour here would be that gap fill here, 4 hour gap fill, that 4 hour swing high, and again that daily swing high, which is also 4 hour swing high. So currently delivered off that bullish fair value gap here. Also traded down into that order block here on the 4 hour. So price is delivering bullish, displacing past the swing high, which is something to keep note of here. Again, NQ is displacing the prior day high. One thing to pay attention to is candle closures, right? So if the candle on the 4 hour here closes back into the range, it essentially tells me that price potentially might stay somewhere in the middle. If price does this, price for the remainder of the session might want to stay somewhere in range or come back and take out the swing low. So if we close how we're looking, it looks pretty bullish to then come back up and take out the 094 level, which is premium of the range, right? Let's see. 4 hour, there's not much here on the 4 hour other than that swing high and that gap fill. Let's see hourly. How's the hourly looking here, chat? Hourly, let's see hourly levels here. So for levels on targets, I like to have swing highs and gap fills on the hourly and the 4 hour and the daily. So we already went over the daily, 4 hour, hourly. We have this small little level, I guess we can mark it, that swing high. But if they're that close, I kind of ignore it. Then we have a small little gap fill here, which is the same level, right? So I'll delete that. So yeah, stays the same. Those are the levels up above me on ES. And Q is simply that level. So let's see now. Price, I am bullish coming into the session. Clearly, right? We've been delivering bullish throughout the last couple of days and through New York today, right? So now looking into a potential area of interest for myself. We have this small little fair value gap here. So let's title it 1 hour fair value gap entry. Right underneath that, we have prior day highs, right? That could be an area of interest. So now that we have that, let me just look at NQ here. So we have that. What else? 15-minute, 1 hour gap entry. So we have, let's see, 15-minute fair value gap here, of course. FEG. We have 30-minute fair value gap there as well. So the 15-minute, 5-minute, we have like these swing lows here. There would be probably more clear on the 1 minute. Yeah, so looking at PM here, I am bullish up until we take out the 94 level here on NQ. If the 4 hour closes how it's looking, basically, right? We close back in the range in the next 13 minutes or so. More than likely gonna be leaning more towards a cash type of day here coming into Friday. Because we did take out premium of the range here or sorry, not premium, the swing high here on ES, right? The swing high here on the daily time frame after coming from internal to external. So if we take out that swing high and the 4 hour kind of closes back into the range, closing near its opening print, it just tells me that price is going to more than likely consolidate, come back lower, or basically not do anything, right? So again, looking at the hourly, we have an order block, new week opening gap, new day opening gap down below us. Do I think we can come back down to that? I think if we find support here at the hourly fair value gap, we can basically turn around. We have the 5 minute swing low. We have a let's see, we have a 5 minute order block right below that we can come back down to test, right? So it looks something like this, then trade higher. Again, we have the next level on ES is that 4 hour gap fill, which we have room if we pull back hourly. And again, we haven't formed this hourly gap yet, but I'm anticipating it holding here in the next 10 minutes, essentially. So we got an hourly gap entry here. So let's start 1 hour gap entry. 1 hour gap entry. We also have a 30 minute, not much there. 15 minute. Yeah, one thing I'm noticing is 15 minute is delivering essentially bullish, right? Look out the swing lows, potential higher high, potential higher low, higher high, potential higher low, higher high. So we could indeed just rebalance off the order block here on the 15 minute to continue higher. But let's see, 4 hour, 1 hour. Chat, I forget I'm streaming sometimes because I feel like I'm talking to myself because I'm not looking at chat, but kind of in the zone, which is, I guess, a good thing, but I space out, just me yapping. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, of course, again, narrative is bullish. Now I'm kind of analyzing price here and trying to see if what a good area of interest would be. Again, I'm set on that one for now, the 996 level. Now I'm trying to see if price would, for whatever reason, want to come down to trade lower. Let's see. I swing low to high. Discount is all the way down there, which we could, in theory, right? We could come back down. That's that last down candle. Come to discount of that leg, then trade higher. Especially after ES took out that daily external range. But if we close how we're looking, I would be more willing to take a long. I'd be willing to take a long off that area. Yeah, so we got an hourly entry, a 30-minute gap, overlapping with the 15-minute gap. 15-minute order block, essentially. 15-minute order block. We have a what's it called, that 5-minute order block here that we can just literally come down to test and then rebalance us higher. Yeah, at this point, kind of what I'm looking at and what I'm thinking when building a game plan here for PM, similar thing to what I do AM, which is I'm looking to see what time frame each individual time frame is doing, right? So the weekly, like I mentioned, we're essentially bullish, but there's too zoomed out to create a game plan on the weekly. I'm just kind of noticing what we're doing and where price could potentially go up and target into, right? we're delivering away from a bullish fair value gap. That's one. The daily took out a swing low, and we we're trading above the bearish order block. We went from internal to external, trading above buy side. On the 4 hour, we again bullish delivery. We inverted this bearish gap after taking out sell side, and came back, retested that inverse, right? Traded higher, respected that bullish gap, tested that order block, displacing higher. Meanwhile, NQ slightly lagging, right? But it's still similar narrative, right? Similar narrative, and okay. 4 hour, an hour. Yeah, so basically just waiting, chat, waiting to see a pullback similar to yesterday, but waiting to see a pullback to then see continuation into end of day essentially. And if we don't get the pullback and kind of slowly trail into that target, then more than likely be hands off coming into PM, right? So okay, enough yapping. It's 10:53. And currently, I guess what I'm waiting for is, or I'm looking for is that 4 hour to close how it's looking, get a small retracement into my area of interest to then trade higher. And that's all I'm really looking for today, chat. All I'm really looking for. And $30-minute. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens here. I want to pull back. Oops. Something like that. That's what I want, chat. What's up? What's up? Good day, everyone. My guy, Vince. Every day, almost every day, we hover around the high of day. And then in the afternoon, we go up or down from there. So maybe we should just buy every dip every day unless it's clearly a selling day. Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's typically like what we've been having this week is we have our move through New York, and then PM will just be range. And then towards the end of PM, we get a displacement move to the up or downside, right? That's kind of been the narrative. What's up, C, my guy, Praga? What's up? What's up? You want higher in ES? What'd you say the next level was? The next level I have for ES is the 620. The 620. 620.5 to be exact. The level that we just came off of that I was looking at was the 602, which we're well above. And then, of course, that... make that dotted. And we had that level, the gap fill. Let's see, what about NQ? What levels? Guess the only one would be the hourly swing high here. Yeah, these are the current levels. And then for NQ, it's the 094. If we want to continue higher, that would be the level that I'm looking at. So waiting, not doing a single thing just yet. Let's see, chat. I'm anticipating some sort of pullback on the 4 hour with how extended it is. JTP pullback to look for longs, or a pullback as in Yeah, basically, I'm essentially waiting for the same thing. Do you normally wear glasses or am I tripping? Yeah, I have them right here. I have them with me. I don't know why, chat. Like I have this like, I saw a reel basically saying if you wear glasses, you're essentially training your vision to, it sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy, but I guess I'm just trying it. Training your vision to essentially get worse. My ass just fucking woke up and decided to try it. I was like, let me try going throughout the day and not wearing my glasses. And it's crazy. It's weird because like I'll go through them and I'm kind of like, typically I'll like fix them and stuff. I'll fix them. And like today, for example, I was at the gym and I'm like, oh shit, I don't got no glasses. It's fucking weird. Or I'd be fucking doing like, I was doing rows, right? Dumbbell rows. And typically when I do that, I'll take my glasses off and I'm like, oh shit, this is nice. But the caveat is that when I go to the gym, I can't really see, I'll take that back. I can distinguish bodies and faces, but from like across the gym, I can't tell who people are. So it's the one downside, I guess. But yeah, I can drive fine. I can see cars. I'm not fucking blind, but I can't see numbers on weights. Yeah, fuck around and pick up the 120s thinking they're 20 pounds. Nah, I'm not that blind. Arrange something like that doesn't sound crazy at all. It's true. Okay, yeah, I don't know if I'm tripping. I don't know. But I've been, again, as you guys know, I'm very, I try to be health conscious, right? And whenever I see certain things, I don't take it to heart. I actually try to implement it and see if anything changes. I can't see without bro. I tried contacts for like 2 days. Fuck that shit. You'd see me in the bathroom like this, like this, fucking eyes all red, crying. And then to make it worse, I don't know why. I think it was probably the contact I was wearing, but my eyes would get hella irritated. I'd noticed that it was the case indoors, and especially at the gym, because at the gym they have like these strong fans. So when the air would hit my eyes, they would fucking irritate them so bad, and I was like, "Fuck, am I doing?" But again, I think after doing some more research, I think it was the type of contacts I was using. Glasses are crutches. It's possible to hear your vision. All right, tell me how I can do that, because I'm actually all ears. I got LASIK back in 2018, and it was one of the best decisions, bro. Or let her cook. I've been contemplating that, but I'm fucking scared. I'm scared that if I do something like that, I'd wake up from surgery blind. I don't know. It's just me. Or is this a thing to do one eye at a time just in case they fuck up? They don't fuck up both eyes. Is that possible? Or is that not a thing? Can't see the numbers on the way. Brother, my mom got LASIK and he's been and has been recommending it since. I think I'm gonna get them in the next 5 to 7 years. Yeah, it's fucking a lot of surprisingly a lot of athletes get LASIK, right? Which, I mean, no brainer, right? But yeah, I've heard a couple athletes through like podcasts talk about it. Context for outside glasses at home. Just so you know, it only gets worse when you get older. Brother, trust me, I know. Yeah, I wouldn't wear. I was prescribed glasses early in middle school, and I wouldn't wear them because I was embarrassed. And I was like, I look like a fucking nerd. But yeah, once I got to college and sitting in the back of lecture, I was like, yeah, I can't be doing this to myself. Like, I would literally show up to the lecture, I'm like, all right, I need this. So I would start. I got me some better looking glasses, I guess, or at least what I thought were better looking glasses. And yeah, what fucked me up, I think, was in middle school. My mom, she would take me to get my eyesight exam done, right? And man, they had the ugliest glasses selection ever. I'm talking about like this. Let me show you guys real quick. Thick glasses. Let me just look up. They were some shit like this. I'm not even joking, chat. And that they had different options just like this, but like I'm talking about thick. Let me see. I don't know. They were just weird, and they were like bright colors like this. And I mean, again, I think that's part of the reason why I didn't wear them. You only get one pair of eyes. Yeah, that's... You're awake when you do it. Yeah. You can sleep or else your eyes roll up. Yeah, bro, exactly. Bro, you read my mind. The Final Destination clip, where I think that's what they're doing, right? And the fucking whatever, the Final Destination shit happens and they burn her eye out. Yeah, that shit got, yeah. Yeah, bro said, bro said, Pete, bro, just squint harder to see better, bro. Be a man. Yeah, talk about a grown-ass man who can't see. Yeah, I guess my worry, that's hacky is for me to do it and then, I don't know, some shit will go wrong like 10, 20 years down the line. You believe in eye exercises? Is that, you think they work? In whole glasses, I've seen those. I've gotten ads for that. But do they actually work or no? Bro, just go for it. Fuck it. Sounds like your vision already left the chat if you're only seeing by. Bro, no, that's not what I mean. It's like, let me see. Before we get on blurry vision example types based on prescription. Yeah, it ain't like this. It's not like this at all. It's more like nah, not like that either. Yeah, at this point you're fucked. At this point, just fucking someone slaps your glasses off your face, you're fucked. But yeah, mine's more like I wouldn't even say like that. It's like let me see if I find a good example. It's let me see. I would say it's a little clearer than this, or a lot clearer than this actually. A lot. I don't know, I might be biased. But from far, this is what I see. I guess those who don't have glasses are probably gonna think I'm fucking blind. But yeah, if you wear glasses, you know. What's up, Lomeli? Just tuning in. How we doing? Good, brother. How you doing, brother? You got done with your workout? Lomeli, you ever play Call of Duty when you were a teenager? Fuck no. I feel like growing up, I mean, first off, my parents didn't buy me no video games. A friend of mine gifted me what was it? A PlayStation 1. And all the games I would play was Skate. I would play this Tarzan game. I would play some racing game and a boat game. It was like bro, that fucking boat game was goated. Or I might have been way behind the curve because I guess I never really had the latest tech, but it was like this racing boat game for PS1. It was actually pretty fun. Racing boat game. Fuck, I'm getting old, man. I'm looking at the graphics. I'm 20. I'm 26. But I'm looking at the graphics. This shit looks like fucking a five-year-old kid drew this shit. But yeah, shit was fun. Yeah, skate was cool. It was yeah, this shit was fun. Not gonna lie. But shit, looking at graphics now, you're like, holy shit. It was this little lobby. Bye, see you later. This lobby was pretty sick. Yeah, the PSP Brian came later though, G. This is for those watching. Brian Trades is my it's my brother, blood brother. He's slightly younger than me, and yeah, PSP came later. PSP came like in I'm talking about when I was in elementary school, when I was basically under 13, 14. The boat game was a shit. Yeah, right? That shit was sick. I still remember that. Wave Runners, never played it. PS5 price gonna go up. Kind of want to buy one before GTA comes out. Bro, same. Yeah, GTA 6 should be I'm actually thinking about getting a console and the game just to fuck around with it. Twister Metal and GTA. Yeah, I think. Well, bro, I remember I would go over to my friend's house to play San Andreas. I mean, you guys know San Andreas. I wonder if they still sell them. I doubt, right? Let's see, price. So the hourly, the 4-hour candle closed here. 15-minute. Yeah, I'm basically yapping until we get closer to this area. Once we get to this area, I would turn my attention back to price. Gruff Street for life. Are you using EMAs? No, I don't use EMAs. Dude saying play Twisted Metal. I've never played Twisted Metal. Let me see. Yeah, I've never played this. Twisted Metal. Tarzan. By the way, this game I'm talking about, I was probably like 10 years old, I think. Maybe 9. So don't judge me. These were fucking... This shit was the shit. And then you had, what else did I play? Skate, the boat game, that, and then my little brother ended up getting a PS3 later on, I think it was. PS2, PS3, PS4. Fuck, I'm tripping, but trying to think of what games he would play. I mean, of course, he would play the FIFA, 2K, and all that shit. That's the PS1 OG games right there. Hell yeah, right? It's funny because the PS1, a friend of mine, or not a family friend of mine, gifted it to me. And I was fucking hyped. I was hyped as fuck. I was hyped. And yeah, he gifted me those games as well. So I never got any more games. I just played whatever was given to me, and I was fucking grateful. We showing our age, our age on Lomeli. How old are you, right, guy? I used to play NFS on my friend's PC in my school days. NFS, what's NFS? It was a very violent car game. Yeah, I used to play. My brother and I used to play on Xbox. This game. which I would argue was a fucking very violent game for like a 10-year-old. No, what was it? I was 13, 14, I think. It was just beating each other up, and yeah, you would Xbox 360, Call of Duty, and GTA guy. Yeah, there you go. You used to play Call of Duty, G? There was a moment in time where when I was living back at home, we were younger. I was probably in high school. He was in elementary. I'd walk in this dude's room. All he would be doing is playing video games. Fucking Brian. Can't believe you didn't play COD. Yeah, no, I tried, but for me, I don't know why, as I got older, like, games made me very anxious. Like, I couldn't stare at a screen. I grew up very outdoors, right? So I was always like at the park. I was always on a bike. I was that kid who was always if I was home, I was outside, and but I tried to be outside, meaning like not doing like hooligan shit, right? I was literally genuinely either playing soccer, playing sports, playing with friends. And yeah, for whatever reason, I'm actually grateful. And part of that, I think, is that my parents they're very old school, so they never really got Wi-Fi until I was literally like in high school. And or like, what was it, later in middle school, something like that. But bro, Midnight Club was the fucking shit, right? Bro, yeah, this was a shit too. This honestly spiked my interest in cars, not gonna lie. What's that one song that, yeah, what's that one song that they play in the lobby as you're selecting a car? I forgot, but it was very catchy. Yeah, that was the shit. Bro, there was no worries. Bro, the worries was fun as. Bro, the worries was fun as. Oh, the Warriors. Yeah. I thought you said there was no worries. It was fun as fuck. Unks Unite. Bro, Ryder Denson was by getting clean my shitting. Primo. Alex, what's up, brother? Yo, remember IGI? Nah, I don't think I've ever played it. What is that? How about after Internet's Cafe's World of Warcraft? Internet's Cafe. I've heard of that. I've never played it though. I'm the least. I'm not a gamer. But yeah, I see what you mean. It's a PC game, I'm guessing, right? Yeah, I've never played that. Yeah, I'm talking like I'm some fucking gamer. I probably played video games for a total of like 30 hours in my lifetime. But when I did, it was like, for sure, most of my video game, I would say, what would you call it, consumption or whatever, would be with that PS1. Bro, was Ronaldo at 4 a.m. training and something? Bro, chat, believe it or not, I was big into soccer. I was big into training for soccer. I was big into, yeah, I don't know. I was a hustler. I'm talking about, I was probably what, Alex, I mean, without saying like location or anything, like how old were we when we would go door to door? Actually, you say it on chat. What would we do when you were probably like fucking what, 8 years old? I was like 11. We'd go door to door fucking with the lawnmower, asking people if they wanted their yards cut. I would steal my dad's lawnmower and go door to door, knocking on neighbors to see if they wanted their lawns cut up during summertime. Bro, people would, yeah, no doubt in my mind, people would open that door and just fucking with like sympathy, like, these kids, let me just give them some money. We'd fuck them lawns up though. Nah, actually, we did a decent job. I was an OG prop splitter, huh? I remember it was yeah, I convinced him since he was or not. It was a group of basically four. Me and three cousins. And we all had our fair share. And that day I remember hot as middle of California summer. Hot as shit. We managed to come up with like, I think, what was that? Like $300 in a day with 4 little kids. We each walked away with what was that? Like, if you divide, I just remember we gave Alex like $7. We went to McDonald's. He spent $7. It was fucking mad. Good old times though, G. Fuck, good old fucking times. Bro, 300. No, I think I don't know how much it was, honestly. I don't even remember, but I just remember hey, partially was your brother too, G. It wasn't just me. Yeah, to be fair though, we did most of the work, G. Just enough to get McDonald's. Video games only hit when I was like 12. Yeah, for me, it's same feeling for me. You get a cheeseburger for your hard work. Oh man, in hindsight, that shit was funny as fuck. Like, picture an 8-year-old kid mowing lawns all day. I mean, probably for say 5-6 hours, and just to get rewarded with money so you could buy your lunch. Bro, if all that was recorded, G, I think it would have done well. Okay, so again, chat, yapping, but again, waiting for a pullback on price here. If we can get down into the hourly gap entry here, which is also a 30-minute low, 30-minute fair value gap, prior day highs, 15-minute order block, got 15-minute gap entry here. We have a 5-minute order block sitting right below it as well. If we can tap somewhere in this range, I'd be interested in taking a stab. Otherwise, not interested in taking anything here. We'd be viral, bro. Yeah, just talk about, I guess, luck and timing. I think I don't know, at least me, I wasn't really thinking, let's record this to post. Bro, I had an older brother, so he had all the consoles. The first one I remember was his Atari. What's an Atari? Atari. Holy shit. This is like a, yeah, I've never seen this shit before. Holy shit. The fuck is this? I think the oldest game console I know of is a GameCube. Yeah, this shit. That's about the oldest game console I'm aware of. We do have a, I believe we do have a giveaway. Yeah, I think we do have a giveaway today, chat. Not think, we do have a giveaway. So Like up the video. Yesterday we managed to get to 300 likes. Yesterday's was a sneaky little giveaway that we shouldn't have done, but I did. It's too young for a thotty. Lomeli, bro, what's your age? I'm 26. You just said, what's an Atari? Yeah, bro, I have no clue. To this day, today's the first time I've ever heard someone bring up an Atari. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Atari. Nintendo is older. Oh, is it? Because you saying that makes me feel old as hell. Yeah, I'm 26. But keep in mind, Chad, I never grew up playing video games like that. So my household didn't have. I was the oldest out of 3. We didn't have Wi-Fi until I was like how old was I? Like 13. We didn't have a game. The only game console I had was a PS1 that was gifted to me. Fuck yeah, right, guy? That's always good news, brother. Congrats on those 2 payouts and many more to come, my guy. Just slow and steady. That's the one thing I would say. Just slow and steady. Get the payout. Act like if you already been there. It's no big deal. And keep compounding day by day and let time do the lifting. Yes, there is a giveaway today, brother. Atari. Oh, okay, makes sense. Atari. Put the Latin spin on it. Atari. Not me being almost a decade older. What's life? So you're what? You're what? 35, I'm guessing? You grew up in Bakersfield? Nah. I lived in Merced for a while though. Merced is what, like 3 hours away from Bakersfield, or 2.5. I lived in Merced. I guess I went to school out in Merced. So I lived there for what was that, like off and on for like 5 years. Great meth in Merced. What the fuck? Yeah, Merced was cool. It was definitely very I would go to the lake often. Not much to do there, honestly. Not much to do there. The mall consists of like 12 stores. Nah, I'm exaggerating. Probably like 20 stores, and the nearest biggest mall was either Fresno. I would go to Fresno quite often. But yeah. So it looks like we're rebalancing off that 15-minute order block here. Yeah, let's see if ES takes out the 4-hour gap fill here. Yeah, chat. Only taking A+ setups. I'm waiting for that to happen. See if that does happen. If not, I'm happy with taking a early Friday leave here. How many likes for the giveaway? 300 again. 300 likes for the giveaway, chat. And I'll select someone from chat that has been a consistent viewer. No, sorry, Nintendo original gaming system and older and GameCube use. Yeah, Nintendo S in the GameCube. Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't even know that. Nintendo was the first one we played growing up. It was even outdated for my old ass. Cough, cough, cough. Consistency is key in trading. Fuck yeah. Are you using Orderflow? No. My guy. How's the session going today? Good. Been honestly just chatting up with chat here, waiting on price to see if we get a pullback or pullback into my area of interest. Otherwise, I'm not really interested in taking these short little longs here. We'll see if we can finish off strong. Duck Hunt. Why is that that sounds like a game I used to play, I think, right? Bro. Yes. Ooh, I didn't have this, but I would play it at I think a cousin's house. Bro, yeah. What's up, man? Do you, of course, Cabron. You got the giveaway last week, right? Or the week before that? Which order block indicator do you recommend? There's no necessarily an order block indicator I would recommend, but more so the change in state indicator is good, I'd say, right? Because that just tells you like when you get a change in state is basically a break over an order block, right? Like if we go back to the morning. And it's kind of off sometimes, but every let's see, where's a good example? For the 5 minute, how's the 5 minute looking? I guess you have an order block here. If we break below, you got to change its state. If we break below that, we got to change its state. So that's an order block. Boom, you got to change its state. So that indicator is boom, you got another change in state. You got another change in state. So that indicator is, I guess the only one that's the only one I use, I guess, to not really look at I turn it on just to see if, for example, like this morning, I don't think I had it on, but let me see if it marked it. Yeah, so at this morning, select bar, boom, boom, you got to change the state. And for me, that was the entry. Right. Did you catch the Trump candle earlier? No. Fuck no, I wish. Run the likes up, my guy. Fuck yeah, boy, J King. Let's get it. Run the likes up so we can get this giveaway going. Yeah, there's a lot of Barker. I agree with you. There's a lot of good indicators for order blocks, but I think all you really need to understand is that order blocks is just a way to identify trend, right? Last down candle before the up move. Last down candle before the up move. Last down candle before the up move. Order block. If we break below that, change in trend or market structure shift, retest it, you're retesting the old low. That's all a order block really is with how I look at it. And I would just say the reason I kind of hesitate, not hesitate, but just don't overcomplicate it, I guess. Don't overcomplicate it, and just remember the last down candle before the up move is a bullish order block. The last up candle before the down move is a bearish order block. And typically when you get displacement away from the order block, it serves as a better order block to then come back to retest, right? Like for example, this order block here, up candle, displace it, move down. We've been going up to retest it all week. Since Sunday, testing it. Currently, that's where we're at right now. Yeah. Project 365 is lit, my guy. Fuck yeah, appreciate you, brother. I agree, though. It is indeed lit. Did you say something? This AMG didn't tune into to anything 40 minutes in today. Yeah, I took a short, brother, but I ended up getting stopped at. I talked about it earlier on stream. Essentially, my first red trade for the week for my AM sessions, I took this short. That short, I entered here actually and was aiming for that swing low here. Here, which we never got. I was a bit frustrated and I walked away early just because I saw myself being up over 2R in profit. I'm like, yeah, this is a winner. Just to see it come back. Was contemplating going break even here, but I was like, you know what, let it be. This is a good stop over the new week opening gap, over the new day opening gap. And we did get divergence with ES. So I was like, you know what, let me just leave it there and not get ticked out just to come back lower. And yeah, it ended up getting knocked out, which is unfortunate, but I would take that trade again. So I'm not mad at it. Now for PM, right? PM this week, there's some trades earlier in the week where I went counter trade or counter trend, try to catch a reversal, which I hindsight, which I'm going to go to a coffee shop literally after stream and review my whole week. But there's some trades for PM that I probably shouldn't have taken. So, but for AM, I'm happy with the loss this morning. Interesting how ES SPY making new highs where NQ, bro, Adam, if you go back and look at every single day for the last 2 weeks, this is happening for the last 2 weeks. ES and NQ are not correlating as they should. So it makes it, in my opinion, it makes it harder to get a read, right? It makes it harder to get a read because ES, for example, like just for example purposes, right? This morning, this is kind of how price was looking when I woke up. The 4 hour is delivering from a bullish gap, already took out buy side on ES. Meanwhile, NQ's all the way down here, right? NQ is here on ES. That's big. It's not a small divergence in my opinion. It's pretty big divergence that we're getting. So in the morning, I was essentially looking at the hourly. The hourly is delivering bullish here on ES. NQ is delivering bearish. So in my head, I'm like, okay, if price can take out that swing high on ES, this is what my thought process was. If price can take that swing high out on ES, which let me fast forward here, took it out. Ah, shit. Whatever. We took it out there. If price can do that and ES and NQ can hold this bearish fair value gap, new week opening gap, new day opening gap in OT of the range, right? Then I would look for a short into the swing low on the hourly. That's all my trade thought process was, given how the divergence was. And yeah, again, I took it. It played out. It was up nice in profit, but I was aiming for that low, which never came. But I would argue that this week has been tough, right? And last week, just because of that aspect, the fact that ES has been slightly stronger. Meanwhile, NQ has been relatively weaker. So when you see price like how it's been trading the last week, it becomes harder, in my opinion, to not on, I wouldn't say get a read, but to catch a trade. Because for example, last week there was a 2 trades, I believe, where they came shy of TP, where yeah, like on NQ they came shy of TP, where ES just kept doing higher highs and higher lows. So ES was looking like this, right, where NQ was looking like this, right? This whole move was this move on NQ. So 2 weeks in a row of this happening essentially, and then when we would get a pullback here or a sell-off on ES, that's when NQ would do this, right? Dump and get clean delivery. So that's kind of the thought process behind my trade this morning, was anticipating this because ES hit a level of quote unquote resistance. But yeah, that's just, I guess, my 2 cents on how price has been. Which again, it hasn't been, I wouldn't say it's been hard to trade. It's just been different. So I think adjustments during these times are important. Which, yeah, that's all. I guess that's all I'd say for that. Of course, I shorted the stronger one. Yeah, I think for the last 2 weeks, like I said, Adam, short. If you're looking at shorts, do it on NQ. It's the smartest thing to do, given how relatively weaker it's been. Happy with my try though. Followed my rules, just no follow through. And yeah, honestly, so long you followed your rules and you stick to your plan. I noticed that for me, coming back down to the basics is what really makes me happy. Like after trading, I don't really care if I'm red or green. But what really bugs me is if I don't really follow my rules, or if I kind of force an entry, or if I kind of held for too long, or if I didn't set and forget my initial plan, right? That bugs me. What doesn't bug me is following my rules. And although it frustrates me at times, like this morning, I was frustrated for like 30 minutes. I get out the house, go to the gym, and I'm over it. Like I move on. Tomorrow's a new day. VIX versus VXN explains it best with regards to divergence between ES and NQ. Yeah, I haven't looked at VIX in years. Whenever I would trade options, I would look at it more, but VIX and VXN. Not gonna lie, Mitch, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I just remember looking at I just don't know how to read VNX, but VIX, all I remember is, correct me if I'm wrong, is typically on sell-offs, VIX is what spikes. And for me, what I would look at was essentially the implied volatility. Higher VIX was, the higher the premiums were priced. And typically anything over 25, 30 would make premiums, was it over, somewhere in the middle range would make premiums pay a little bit better for scalps. Anything over, they would become more expensive, but they would also, of course, move more. It's my overall knowledge I have on VIX. Oh, okay, I see. One is more volatile than the other by like 30%. Interesting. So it's like SPY and QQQ, but for volatility, right? I switched to ES this week and I've been doing a lot. But you know what's crazy, Letter Cook? I was contemplating doing so last week, but I was like, I hate doing stuff like that because, for example, had I changed and NQ kind of resumed its or not NQ, the correlation kind of resumed a little bit more tightly, I would have been mad if I switched, right? So I kind of try to keep everything consistent for I don't try to change week by week. I try to change kind of like month by month and zooming out more so rather than keeping it on a day-to-day, week-by-week basis. That's for me what I kind of noticed helped me a lot more. But I agree, had I switched to ES, I would have performed a lot better this week as well. I feel like those days when you mess up as a full-time trader, it hits way harder. I think if I would ever be ready to full-time. Well, the thing is, it's like losses don't really bug me. What bugs me, again, like I said, is doing something I shouldn't have done, right? Like for this morning, I think I was very frustrated. And yeah, to your point, like it yes and no, but to what I was explaining earlier, like this morning, I was not frustrated at the loss and almost hitting TP. Or I take that back. I wasn't frustrated at the loss, but I was frustrated that I caught myself mentally already celebrating the win. And I'm like, oh, this was an easy win. And again, I'm not thinking this, but subconsciously, that's what the brain is doing. So I caught myself. I'm like, oh shit, this is a nice winning day. Good way to end the week. And then my brain goes to, uh-oh, this is reversing. Oh shit, break even. Oh fuck, stopped. And then instantly my brain goes to take another trade, right? So I would have been fucking upset at myself or really mad. And I think some sort of tilt would have happened had I tried to take another trade. And I think in those moments, it's like understanding frustration, understanding that my mental space is not really where it should be. So stepping away is the smartest decision. I took one stab Friday, green on the week. Let me just call it. So for me, that was my day, I guess. But feel that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, don't get me wrong, Letter Cook. I think if this keeps going on for the next couple weeks and my reviews tell me that, like, for example, not this week, but last week, I was reviewing over the weekend, last Sunday, right? And I noticed that I was up on the week, but had I taken the same exact trades I took, but taken them on ES, I would have been up twice the amount, slightly over twice the amount for the week, right? And that's just because of how ES moved and had more continuation and more fluidity in price versus NQ, right? So, yeah, it's I'm gonna do the same thing today. I'm excited. I'm excited to review when I take mental notes of certain things I feel like I could do better, right? And I've been having that this week, and I'm excited to go and review. It sounds fucking weird, like you're excited to review. Like I'm genuinely excited to go review and see where I can improve and keep moving forward, I guess. Up points by following all my rules this week on the week like this. Fuck yeah, Mr. Fit Guards. That's what it's all about. Even if you were down, so long you follow your rules, that's what matters. Okay. Chase excellence. Fuck yeah. It seems like we're just really not going anywhere. Since stream started, this has been priced since stream started, and it's the unfortunate thing about PM chat is that for every I would say 4 good trading days for AM that the market gives us, I think you'll get one good PM session. And unfortunately this week has been very, I would say, shitty, to be blunt, right? Very shitty. This has been the action so far. If you look at yesterday's action for PM, Thursday at wait, what the fuck? I'm tripping. Friday, Thursday. $11. Okay, yeah, I remember. So we waited for a pullback. I took a stab. So the target was premium of the range. I took 2 stabs here. Then after the 1250, we ended up getting it. I wasn't on stream. But yeah, slow, sloppy delivery. And even when we got to my area of interest, we just stayed in that range for a while. And let's see, now Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday was fucking horrendous, right? This was Wednesday's PM, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, or sorry, not 10:30 my time. So this was the price action on Wednesday, which this day I would argue that I should have stayed cash. Yeah, fucking horrendous price action. So yeah, chat, back-to-back fucking ugly days for PM is and then this was price action here on Tuesday. 10:30 started the stream. Oh shit. This was the price action. And then later on, we got this sell-off. I guess the sell-off was decently clean, but there was one day where was it this day, chat, where I took shorts and then let me see, 15. No, I don't think it was this day. Yeah, this day. Yeah, I forgot what happened. Oh, I forgot what trade I took this day, but I think I took something, but I got caught in that chop. And then Monday PM. Oh yeah, I remember Monday PM. We had a trade that I was looking at in this area. I got ticked out just for this to happen through later New York and early Asia. Asia is where we got the delivery into the overall target, which was discount of this leg. Right. So yeah, overall PM has been shitty. AM hasn't been the greatest either, but I've been it's been, in my opinion, better than PM, which on a consistent basis, AM will always be better than any other session. That's just my take. I think we both have likely repeated ourselves across the past week PM session. I don't think we go anywhere but chop, then you take. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's good to know, honestly. You know what, Mitch? You know what I found kind of interesting is that whenever I tune into your stream and you say something about your bias and it's against mine, it gets to my head. I'm like, Mitch is the gamma goat. He's got to know something. So I kind of stopped listening to what you say in a good way. No, nothing. No, it's if anything, it's a compliment, brother. It's a compliment. So I was like, you know what? I remember there was one day where I was short and you were long biased, and yeah, I hesitated on my setup that day. I remember. No, it's a compliment, bro. 1000%. So fucking but yeah, I agree. If you have been, no, you have your own convictions, so you're so all good. Yeah, no, yeah. But same thing, same exact thing, not just with you, Mitch, with Jake, for example. That's why I can't have him on in the morning, because it like psychs me out. I start thinking, fuck, what am I missing, right? Like if I'm contemplating a certain, like, sure, like I have my we all have our own ways of reading price and certain thing, like it's favorable when the read is the same, but when it isn't, I notice me as a trader, I psych myself out. Yeah, exactly, literally devil and angel on the shoulder, but it's someone else talking on stream. Yeah, literally, bro. How many trade idea attempts do you give yourself in the AM session? Or do you not care as long as it's a valid setup? No, so for my AM session, I'll tell you, I have them literally written in my whiteboard up ahead. It's my rules, non-negotiable, 6:30 to 8:30. So Eastern would be 9:30 to 11:30. but that's my trading window. I go in with the one and done mentality, right? I would look for a good quality setup, and if it presents itself, I take it. If not, if 8:15, 8:20 start creeping up, I call it a day. Even sometimes at 8 a.m., if 8 a.m. hits and I haven't taken anything, I'll call it a session. So for me, I try to do my best to keep it at under one trade a day or one trade a session, right? And try to stay anywhere from like, say, 3 to 7 trades a week. That's kind of like my overall what's been consistent for me, as far as like I'm not forcing those amount of trades, but I've noticed that whenever I do stay within that range, my performance significantly increases than if I go over to say 10, 15 trades a week, right? It's just what it is, and I can't tell you why. It just works for me. Well, the only reason I can tell you why is because looking at data. But as far as why me taking more trades stunts my overall performance or kind of holds me back or makes me lose more money is or makes me lose more profits is, I think, in my opinion, because I try to take B, C setups, right, when they're really not there. So for me, with how I look at price and how I look at markets, I noticed that less is absolutely more for me. And then number 3 is A+ setups only. I need a clear draw on liquidity, clear area of interest, and my entry model needs to present itself, right? I set and forget the low-hanging fruit or the TP. I go in as a cash collector. I go in with the mentality that if I collect a cash day or I'm 0-1 for the day, meaning I took a loss, I can take that on the chin and move on to the next day. Like, my life isn't over. It is what it is. And my last one would be to detach, right? As soon as I'm off the charts, I have nothing. Like, trading should not consume my thoughts, right? So as soon as I literally hop off this desk, like, my mind should go to life, not trading. Because what I noticed for me is, like, all day, every day for years, all I was thinking about was trading, like what I could have done better, like the opportunities that I missed, the money that I fumbled, the payout that I fumbled, the account that I blew, the account that I'm almost at payout, right? It consumes the fuck out of me. It used to consume the fuck out of me. And to this day, it's the biggest issue I have is detaching. So I think a hard non-negotiable rule for me, and I think that honestly, genuinely would help or benefit a lot of people, would be to learn how to detach, learn how to get yourself. And detaching simply, it doesn't just mean getting off the screens. Detaching means being aware of what you're thinking and having those thoughts not consume you, because trading thoughts throughout the whole day drains you, right? Or at least it did for me. Like, it genuinely drains you. Free Melly fingers. Let's click bye. Love the psychology. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. For real, saying that's my biggest challenge. Yeah, honestly, detaching has been, for me at least, like which is why I've kind of like this is why I love traveling too, because it gives me something new to really I guess look forward to. And yeah, it gives me something to look forward to, if I'm being honest. And then later on in the day, I try to lately, at least, I've been trying to do more outdoorsy things, spend more time with family and things of that sort. Bro, let's see, what's price doing? Price is literally ranging here. Still waiting on that pullback, chat. Waiting on that pullback, see if we get it. But if we don't get it here in the next 15 or so minutes, I probably will remain cash, honestly, chat. Makes okay, let's see. Makes sense, bro, but detachment has been my biggest problem lately. I was just wondering your view because of a couple of times in PM you were willing to give a reattempt. I see. Yeah, honestly, project Koki, yeah, that's been honestly 100% bluntly my biggest issue when it comes to this whole project streaming is taking more trades than I should, and then also taking trades that I shouldn't be taking. If I'm being 100% honest, I sometimes hop on stream with this, like, because you guys got to realize, like, I'm not just trading. I'm in the back of my head, like a big goal of mine is how can I be more engaging? How can I be more entertaining? And how can I and part of me just kind of goes on autopilot at times, and I forget that this is gonna sound weird, but if I forget that I'm trading at times. So sometimes if I see something, I'm like, oh, this is good for stream. Like, let me take it because I actually genuinely do see something there. But if I wasn't on stream, I wouldn't take it, if that makes sense. And it's like this, I wouldn't even call it pressure. At first it was pressure, but now it's more like I need to align myself. And I've noticed that I've been doing that the last I would say like week and a half, right? Which is taking trades that are valid, but they're just not setups that I would take, if that makes sense. Trading just for the stream is hard if it's not something you normally take. If you weren't F it. Trading just for the stream is hard if it's not something you normally take. If you weren't F it. It's for stream versus best R to R. It's hard if it's not something you normally take. Yeah, no, I agree, Mitch. Basically, yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, it's tough, honestly. It's for me like been the hardest thing. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? We're fucking yeah, and by no way am I complaining. I fucking love this shit, but it's I guess oh yeah, I was answering that question, which is why you take a couple more stabs during peak. And keep in mind, I still only take less than no more than 2 takes for the session whenever I reattempt, right? So it's still low volume, but it's like, for example, Wednesday this week, I was taking a counter trend trade, which I was reviewing that, and I just genuinely, I saw what I like. It's not that I didn't have a good read. It was just that I don't take those trades, right? I don't take those trades during my AM where I'm fully focused, where I'm just me by myself putting on risk. So yeah, it's I guess my 2 cents. Feel like you have to, should versus feeling like you have to, should versus it. I've never been if I were streaming right now. Yeah, exactly, Mitch. Exactly. But I've been kind of getting better at that. The last 2 days. I've been I kind of found a different groove that makes it feel less effortless, or more effortless, sorry, which is I just show up. Because before I would make a whole game plan 30 minutes before stream and make a whole game plan, and then I would talk about the game plan for like 15 20 minutes. So let's call it an hour of talking about a game plan versus hop on, pick chat up with chat, build a game plan, and then about an hour, a little bit over of actually trading. And I feel like it makes it to where if I really don't see something, I kind of I can fill in the time, right? Now, I totally get you. Streaming adds another layer of psychology. The detachment rant hit home, brother. Thank you. My guy, Project Koki. Fuck yeah, I'm glad it did, because I think that a lot of traders, again, I genuinely believe there's currently 160 people watching. I genuinely believe that if everyone learned how to detach a little bit more and really work when it's work time, your whole life would change. Oh, that's right. We have Top City. We have who plays today? It's Spain and Belgium. Who you guys got? Who do you guys got today, chat? Yeah, I mean, Lomeli needs to score, so he starts hooking up with OnlyFans models again. Brother, how old is he? He's young, but he's... Brother, fucking, it's crazy. being 18 years old with his level of status and just overall, I guess, yeah, status in what he does is crazy. Right? So I don't blame him. Congrats on the 38K subs, Rick. Hey, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Almost at 40K. Spain 100%. You got Spain, G? Yeah, me too, actually. We were talking about this yesterday. Who do you guys have for the World Cup winning? I got Norway. I got Norway winning the World Cup against I called it, right? Yesterday I said France was gonna win. I got France for Norway on the final, and Norway winning France 2-1. That's what I got. That's my take. España. 18 now. He's turning 19 soon. But for a bit there, he was legit reported on it Spain with all those OF chicks. Who do you have tomorrow for the fight? Man, it's tough. Like, as much McGregor, I want McGregor to win. That's all I'll say. I want McGregor to win. But do I see a disappointment? Yes. I think Max Holloway takes it, but I genuinely want McGregor to win. If we're speaking about skill levels and where each fighter is in their career, I think Holloway takes it. But do I want Holloway to win? No, I want McGregor to win. So I'm rooting for McGregor. But I was watching the press conference yesterday. With how McGregor was speaking, it felt like he was forcing his. It felt like he was forcing what he was saying. He'd go on and do his McGregor rants and talk about his shit talking, right? Then he would come down and just almost like he looked uncomfortable. Or I might be tripping, but that's just what I saw. It almost felt like he was forcing the McGregor, that McGregor aura, the McGregor vibe. Up all night to the sun. France? Bro, you're rage baiting us? With what, bro? With Norway winning or with France? Bruh, I would bet you. How much you want to bet, G? I'll bet money on it. If it comes down to France and Norway being in the final, I would bet you. Yeah, I'd put a lot of money on Norway. But France is decent. Yeah, France is looking good. Lomeli, taking any trades so far for PM? Nothing. We're just getting a little breakout here of the range, but I wanted to see a deeper pullback, which we haven't got. Yeah, let her cook. I think Holland, like I was saying, I think Holland wins. Or no, Holloway. I said Holland. I think Max Holloway wins, but I want McGregor to win. If that even makes sense. Like, technically speaking, I think Holloway will win, but I genuinely want to see prime McGregor on there and get the victory. Double champ is looking healthy. I'll bet 1R. Who the fuck is that guy? Fucking McGregor started singing on the press conference, right? Oh, fuck. Man, I've been fucking with these embedded series. They've been pretty entertaining. Holloway is slick in the pocket and good hand speed. Wins with volume. Connor is more opportunistic and prefers to flow, so pressure from Holloway is how he stifles Connor getting a rhythm. Yeah. The question is, do you guys think it goes the distance or no? Do you guys think it goes the distance or no? That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think it goes the distance. I think McGregor gasses out on it's a 5-round fight, right? Has to be. I think I think McGregor gasses out on round 3. Connor's gonna get leg cooked and then gonna get leg kicked and then he's cooked. Yeah, I see McGregor taking a beating in like round 4. Bro, I don't know. He looks thick. Like he doesn't look like he's been doing cardio. Like his face looks thick. Like it doesn't look like prime McGregor. I know he's older, right? But brother, same G. I think he gasses out first round. But shit, I'm there. I want to see McGregor pull out a fucking I don't know. Maybe he has been genuinely training, but if I don't know. If I was sitting on 100 mil, I don't know if I'd be that passionate about what I'm doing. It's just me being real. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I don't know. Like looking at McGregor's career, he changed the game. He got to a place where no other UFC fighter has ever gotten to, right? He peaked in what he did, right? He went through this little phase where he just started going crazy, right? And I genuinely think it was just him finding himself, him being in this new territory, new money, new places, the peak of his career. I don't know. I think that might have gotten to him, might have not. And now fast forward 5-6 years later, and the question is, has he actually been training the way he says he's been training is the question. Now, is he still going to go in there and, fucking put on a show? I think so, but I think that he's going to get gassed out. Nah, I fuck with McGregor. I genuinely love his. I think what a lot of people fail to realize is that he's an amazing. He's like you can't judge him based off of how he speaks, right? Like at the end of the day, he's probably an amazing person, but he's doing that because he's a smart dude. He knows that if he puts on controversy and he speaks the way he speaks, he will become who he became essentially. I think that in that way, he was an amazing he was essentially an amazing promoter. And he kind of, in a way, the fact that he was a pretty good fighter as well, kind of made it to where he became like this idolized figure in the sport. Yeah, we just took out the high, came back to the range. ES is kind of trading higher past the 4-hour gap fill. So it's looking like price. We've been in this range all session. So how's this, chat? You guys ready for the giveaway? I think that what I'll do today is I will do it'll be the same 25K giveaway. You guys will I love humble fighters. I came from a martial arts background, but the man is smart and makes himself yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's all it is. And yeah, during that press conference, it felt forced. Or am I tripping, chat, or did what he was saying just felt forced? Can I join? My guy, you just won. No, what you guys will do is just type I don't know, that way chat doesn't go crazy. Type McGregor on chat. Let's do that since we've been speaking about McGregor. Type McGregor and I'll go through a name that has been consistent on stream. And Just type McGregor. That way there's not much spamming. If you guys type W's, it's a fucking spam. Type McGregor, and I will find a name that has been consistent on stream, and go ahead and hand out the giveaway here. I'm gonna give this a couple seconds here. Let me let more names that are just maybe cooking or doing something come to their phone. Damn, you guys are spamming McGregor fucking quick. How's that even possible? How's that even possible, man? How's that even fucking possible? What the fuck? Not us being good listeners. All right, let me stop here somewhere. Whatever name I see here. Let's see. So I'm assuming everyone that entered hasn't won the giveaway. So let's see. Let's see. Someone that has been consistent here. Doing this on purpose, letting people kind of die off so I can come back to the bottom and it slows down. Oh, fuck. Spoke too soon. Fuck. Let's see. All right. Stopping here. Fuck it. Let's see. Let's go with, man, not really right. Okay, let's stop here now. Let's see. The where are you, brother? The Alex8458. Have you won before? You were essentially an OG. I remember that name from the beginning. Nope, you haven't won. All right, brother, you have won. Fuck. You have won, my guy. The boy J King. Tune in next week, brother. Yeah. Lomeli. Chat, yeah, I feel bad. The boy J King yesterday, he essentially won the giveaway. Given he guessed my middle name, and I ended up going with the random giveaway. So whenever I do another one, the boy J King is I would say you deserve one, brother. Yeah, I was looking to see if you were on stream today, but I didn't see your name. I saw it till after I gave the giveaway. Yeah, so congrats, my guy. Congrats, Alex. You have won, so just DM me. Ah, I see. All good, brother. No worries. Let's see. Let's go look at okay, got your DM, brother. All good. Appreciate you and congrats to my guy. Appreciate you, brother. Again, next week will be a whole another week of giveaway, so tune in. No, that's it for the giveaways this week. I think shit. Let's go one more since do a little sneaky giveaway or what? How was that insider trading? I think that it's better to give the accounts to the loyal people that are constantly, you know, interacting than just people tuning in for the giveaway, in my opinion. It was unfair. Fucking chat. Getting the giveaway winner here, Alex, my boy, in account as we speak. Code works for a 25K Tradeify. Growth account. Perfect, chat. Got the giveaway winner all sorted up here. Again, fucking rangy action. There's not much we can do. I guess good thing we didn't really force anything. It gave us time to talk about the games, about the fights. Time of beer and enjoy the weekend. Fuck yeah, the boy J King. And again, I feel like I owe you an account, so just tune in the coming weeks. I watched Lomeli and Jake every day for months. I know Alex has been here. I'm surprised you haven't won, but I've seen his name since literally like day one. It might have not been day one, but for sure the first couple of weeks. Even when my man went on, oh yeah. So that was like week 3 of my streaming, I believe. Thank you, Lomeli, for being here and providing free education for us. You have helped me a lot. May the good Lord reward you and bless you abundantly. Appreciate you. Those, yeah, that goes a long way. So thank you so much for those kind words. Thank you, B Papa. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I sent you the code, Alex, so we got it all sorted out, brother. It's all love, brother. My guy. Appreciate you, my guy. Abdi Malik, you've been here since day 1? Fuck yeah, your time's coming, my guy. No, Lomeli, thank you. Thank you guys, for sure. 1000%. Thank you guys. Cabron's been here since day 1. Yeah, and you finally, won. Guys, we keep track of who wins, right? So if you haven't yet won and you've been entering consistently, you're bound to win, right? You're bound to win accounts, especially with how much Jake is actually giving away. Like they're not cheap, right? And for him to do it daily, it's fucking crazy. This is all funded by Jake alone. So for him to do when he was doing 2 a day, which lasted for what, like 2 weeks? If you do the math, an average account, for example, say it's $90 times 2. There's 5 streamers, right? Or five of us. That's $900 a day that he was giving away to you guys. A day. A day. A fucking day. 1 day. Right? So they're not cheap. And now fucking average it out to say just one account times the, 13 weeks now that we're in Project 365. I'd just be lurking and listening to the education you guys provide. Appreciate you guys. Blambo, my guy, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I've seen your name as well. Yeah, so looking at how price is being and how it's been trading, I think I'm gonna call it here. There's not much I'm interested in trading. It's there's 7 minutes left on my stream, and I'm not interested in trading any of this here. Right, I'm not interested in trading any of this. And for price to come down, take out this low, move higher, for that to happen is very, very low likelihood during the stream. So I think that I am all done here, chat. All done here. Gonna go and enjoy. I'm excited for tomorrow, honestly. About to pop up the games, the fights, and have a good, nice Saturday. I'll be in New York. I'll be heading to New York on Monday. So Monday, I think I should be able to stream from the airport. Similar thing with how I did it last time I was there. And then I think for the most part, I think I should be able to stream every single day next week, where I'll be in New York. And then yeah, I'll keep I'll keep updating you guys on a week by week basis as I have a lot of travel coming up. But again, for the most part, I should be on stream every single day, if not 4 days a week for sure. And if anything changes, you guys will be first to know. Or I guess second to know after Jake. But yeah, have a good weekend, chat. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Paul, Blambo, Adam, Cabron, NQ Gurley, Blambo, Victoria. Victoria, what's up? You're late. Have a good weekend. You too. You as well. Donna, appreciate you. Jay, appreciate you. Man, every single one of you guys, appreciate you guys tons. And I'm so late. Come on, man. Where you been? Thank you again. My guy, appreciate you, Alex. And yeah, sent you the code. So let's see if it... Oh, and then yesterday's giveaway winner. Yesterday's giveaway winner I need to get back to. He was having issues because he was out in, I don't know where, different country. But I got you. Let her cook. Have a good one. Sushi, have a good one. Victoria, JDV Web Trader. Yeah, thank you guys for watching and staying on this slow Friday. But yeah, I got you, Lujic. I'll literally get back to you right now. But yeah, thank you guys, chat. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next week. Deuces.